Welcome back. When I think of Pokémon Black and White, I think of a generally forgettable Pokémon main series game, but a soundtrack that I loved, and that's why I wanted to talk about it here and kind of reinvigorate the game for myself. And it's a Pokemon game that I want to play when I get back to playing a Pokemon game. Because this was about 5 years ago that this game came out, and I was still working at Toys R Us at the time. I went all in, I got both games. I got the hardcover guide. This was the reboot of Pokemon. I'm like, all right, I am all in. I'm ready for this. There were several things that I really liked, and yeah, we talked about it earlier in the generation discussion, but I really liked how there were only Unova Pokemon before the end of the game, and it really gave that sense of, yeah, it's a reboot. You're only going to experience these new Pokemon in this region, and then you mix in the National Dex Pokemon after that fact, sure, but that was a great little touch, and it kind of reminded you of that whole 151 sort of thing again. The infinite TM uses, amazing. I could just, put Thunderbolt on so many different Pokemon, and I just loved that change in particular. The experience share was a nice upgrade too, and while it didn't become the total possibly game-breaking thing that it was in Generation 6, to have it be based on the difference of levels, based on how the experience was split up, was awesome, especially when you had those rare wild Pokemon patches like you encounter in Audino, and it gave you a huge experience yield and just dropped tons of experience points, and that just really boosted up your lower level Pokemon a lot. It was a tougher game though when I think about it, and I actually had the most difficulty that I ever had with any champion or ever with the final boss of the game. Won't spoil that, but the final boss's final Pokemon was this really powerful special sweeper that just felt like it had almost every type covered, and I remember I was stalling with tons of items and just trying to get that one shot in there. I think that's the hardest time I've had with a Pokemon game, and it really gave me that sense of challenge. But yeah, I've always had a soft spot for this soundtrack, especially the changing music in battle, and I don't know why that was not brought back in Generation 6. I hope it is in the upcoming Generation 7 with Sun and Moon. We've already featured on the countdown the gym leader's last stand, victory is right before your eyes. To have that be such a magnificent return of the main Pokemon theme, but also when your health was really low, using that annoying chime that we've heard for years and years into this high frenetic battle pace, it was so good, and I hope they really do bring that changing battle music back. At the end of the day, Pokemon Black and White, and especially Black and White 2, they're games I don't remember much of. I don't recall many of the town names or the gym leaders from Unova, and that's something I have to change, so when I play a Pokemon game next, it's gonna be Black and White.